Hello and welcome back to the channel. We are at the annual ship modeling show in New London, Connecticut, and last year I missed it, but this year I'm here and it is beautiful. There is a large collection of models. Many of them are very beautiful, many of them are very interesting. So I'm hard pressed to pick and choose my favorites. And this time I think that I will look at models that I'm interested in the history of the ships more than the actual quality of the workmanship, because it is so much harder to choose otherwise. And of course the usual curious models. At the moment I am sitting next to Chuck Passaro's two ships, the Wind Chelsea, which I have seen and I have commented on it on other shows and other occasions, but this is the first time that I'm seeing his Speedwell, and clearly he's developing a scrap kit for it. It is beautiful, and I've always been interested in this model because the Speedwell was an entire class designed around the 1750s, and the first serious ship modeling book that I bought was on one of the vessels in this class. It was published in prehistoric times, in the 1990s. It just shows how old I am and how long ago I've been interested in this. But this one is clearly following the catch rig. They eventually switched to a snow rig. This one is still showing it in the original catch rig. So I suspect that this is at the very least influenced, if not based, on the David Anshoro 2-volume set on the Speedwell. A beautiful book with beautiful drawings, as one would expect from David Anshoro. But this is a nice, beautiful model, and I wish I could just put it in my pocket and nonchalantly walk out of the room with it. Probably not gonna happen. I'm standing next to another of the really interesting and good-looking models of the show. This is the frigate Diana. Without going into too much detail of the history of the vessel, she had a very, very long career, very successful career, and eventually she was, after the Napoleonic Wars, she was transferred to the Royal Dutch Navy once the Netherlands became a kingdom under the influence of Great Britain, and this is being tactful. Subsequently, she participated in the joint bombardment of Algiers in 1816, and I believe that was the last fighting campaign for Diana. But she continued being in service for a while until eventually broken up. So she is near contemporary of Victory herself. In this case, the model began, the master modeler just was kind enough to tell me about his product, that the model began as a Caldercraft kit that he heavily modified. Essentially, he kept the bulkheads and discarded all the other wood, replaced it. The rigging is done with real rope rather than with strings and attachments. It is beautifully done. It just grabs my eye. If I have to nitpick, it is interesting. There are figures. One very much resembles the blonde Jack Aubrey, forward of the steering wheel, the commanding officer. If one wants to be nitpicky, one may be a bit surprised by having figurines while there are no sails at all on the vessel, and having a helmsman at the wheel. But you know, it works. It works because it is giving you a sense of scale and dimensions of the vessel. So much about this one. Let's move on to the next one. would like to talk a little bit about this model. Acquaintance of ours, Robert just showed it to me, because the thing that I missed when I was looking at the model at first is that it is a paper one. It's made out of paper entirely, with silk span for the sails, and it is very cleanly done, very beautifully done. It's hard to see that it is not actually a real wooden model, it is a paper model. And it is by a Polish printer. They seem to be the leaders in printing sailing ships in paper. They have a number of different ones. I actually have an older version of one of the French frigates, Bellepoule. I have never completed it, needless to say. I probably am the leading starter of models and absolutely the last one to complete a model. The collection at home is quite rich and is enlarging on a, well, annual, if not monthly basis. But this one is quite pretty. I do take issue with the kit manufacturers on the staysails and the jibs, especially the inner one. I think it is far too large. There should be 3 sails there rather than 2. The very large one should be split into 2 parts. The one probably down to the stem head and the other one to halfway the bowsprit. And then the running jib at the very end. But it is beautifully done. It shows a certain movement, a certain development that I do like immensely. This is a model by master modeler Dan Pariser, and it is based on a model in the Rogers collection in Annapolis, number 4. And old-timers like me will remember that he published an article in the Nautical Research Journal many years ago. My memory is not what it used to be. I cannot recall the exact issue or pages in which, but he recorded 2 things. First of all, he published the drawings of the model as he took it off, and the second part, he also published the system that he developed for taking the lines off of the model. And it was very straightforward mechanical system, worked great for the purposes. Of course, it does require touching the model, which nowadays museums may be less than happy to provide. But there are other ways, as Oli and I have reported in other videos, how to do it. Anyway, based on these drawings, initially it was believed that this is the yacht Navy, but subsequently Mr. Pariser told me that since Simon Stevens identified one of their models in the Royal Maritime Museums as the Navy, this, he suggested, may have been a proposal for the yacht Nell Gwyn, that I believe was never actually built. Nell Gwyn, of course, was an actress, one of the mistresses of King Charles II. It is beautifully done model. It looks great. It has aged gracefully to the point where it does look like a real Navy board model. And I love it. I just do. There are many other interesting and beautiful models here, but these are the ones that caught my eye, mostly because of my interests in the period and the specific ships. So thank you, as always. Thank you very, very much for watching. A huge thank you to the sponsors. It is for you that I'm making them. Thank you for those of you who came here and stopped me and talked to me and told me how much you enjoy these videos. I really appreciate it. It really makes my day to hear it. So thank you so much, and until next time.